As I suspected, 32 flavors.
Good afternoon. What? Is this a plot twist? Not good evening, but a plot twist of the afternoon? Well, yes, that would be correct. And for some of you, if you're out of the United States, it might be evening for you. Unlike some of you catch Toxic Tuesday or the comic shop talk on Tuesday or Friday nights, my time. So this is a rare stream where I got to hang out with members now. Who knows? Maybe we'll see some different faces around here, which will be cool to see if that happens. Maybe we'll have some of our usual suspects as well. But yeah, earlier this morning, I did a comics aficionados with Wes from Thinking Critical, Aaron Sparrow, Doc, Josh from Pop by Culture, and Jim from Weird Science. It was a great time this morning. I hope you all caught the show. I myself posted a video this morning. If you've been keeping up with the Energon universe of G.I. Joe Transformers, I did a video about that. Do check that out when you can. And I know a few of you who are caught or trying to catch the replay Toxic Tuesday saying they couldn't catch the White Men Can't Jump replay. Well, guess what, guys? The YouTube issues have been sorted out. The video should be playable again on YouTube. So if you're someone who missed the stream and you saw it got removed, it should be back up, if not any second now. So yeah, I'm happy it's back up. It's been really hectic, really crazy, but also last night there was no count show. We'll resume again this Friday because, well, I do have a life and things come up. So I'm like, you know what? I'll make it up. So here we are. We're making up. And normally we do this in a way where it's the huge or the Dolph Lundgren members are the ones who get to come on and hang out. But this time for a rare one-off show, and it's more of like a seasonal annual basis, just to give people that incentive, if you will, to rising up the tiers of what you get when you move up. We're gonna let all members be able to come on. So even if you're a $1 balls to the wall member, you can come on the panel if you want. If not, you can just hang out. I'll probably be here for about 90 minutes today, hour and a half, if you will. So a few things before I post the link in the community post, the community tab. Have headphones, have your tab that's for the live page, not the page where you're on stream, but the live tab. Have your mic off for that and have your mic on for the page where you're on stream. Just saying, in case you're coming on here who's never been a part of this, if you will. Before I post that link, we got a nice crowd in here. Holy shit-a-roni, Batman. What's up, Anno Confusia? My guy, just another red shirt, my friend of Toxic Tuesday. The Comic Relief Crusader, Putin's Cat, Doc Fortune. You are absolutely a member. Lord Thoth, my guy, Price of Reason, Tim Hayes, Emperor Zenem, Emotionally Unstable, Amphibian, D-Bud Martin. Who else is here? Tyrannus has Cygnus. I love that. Vulcan lives. How you doing, buddy? Saw you this morning. Radioactive. Hello. Marielle on New Earth. Hello. Nice to see you. Mass Grave. Mars Monkey Max. Pete Den Cat. Oh, well, thanks. I gotta grow it back though. I got some angry children who will knock it off my back, and that will be a problem for them going forward. It's been a problem. So, but thank you though. I'm glad you enjoy it. Enjoy it for the moment. What's up, RJ Godzilla 81? Oh, Judacon is here too. Student of God. What's up, guys? Wow, who would have thought a Saturday afternoon member stream would have such a nice crowd in here? So that is fucking awesome. So I thank you guys for that. So all right, let's get this going here. You've all, hey, Lester San Jose, Jade Light, hey. Lester, check your DMs on Gilded. There's a tracking number that was sent to you of the package. So it's here and it has been sent out to you. So yeah, let's get some members in here. Remember, this is going to go out to all members. So even if you're a balls to the wall member, you get to hang out for this special time only. So let's get this thing going on. And guys, we can just talk whatever. This is really just a chill stream or just hang out. Just having random discussions. It could be about pizza. It could be about movies. It could be about, I don't know, whatever you want. Let's just have a random general chat. There's no big topic here. There's nothing serious. And see, I wish I had known that. I probably would have adjusted a little differently. Damn it. Yeah, I'm sorry. Corey's my guy. He's my friend, of course. I've hung out with him in person. that's a heartbreaker, but I gotta make the call here. And on top of it, after I'm off the stream, I have stuff I gotta do at home because that family man life is a very real thing. So okay, where is this community? All right, here we go. Public. All right, balls to the wall and higher. I had just posted in the community tab. So, hey, listless receptionist. Hello, hello. Wow, 32 people in here. Holy macaroni. I love seeing it. So, anyways, I'm going to show off a quick photo here. My guy Vulcan Lives. He's one of the gentlemen who received a Dolph Lundgren package. And you're probably thinking, what's a Dolph Lundgren package? What's a Dolph Lundgren package? And I'm holding out time until more members arrive. A Dolph Lundgren package is a very special packaging, if you will. A Dolph Lundgren package is what you get when you become a Dolph Lundgren channel member. And with being a Dolph Lundgren channel member, you do get this really absolutely killer bottle opener right here. This is a channel member, if not meetup exclusive. So you get the bottle opener, you get a few stickers, you know, handwritten, personalized letter from me to you, and of course, maybe a random movie or comic book as well. So you do get that when you are a Dolph Lundgren member. That is a $10 tier a month, but that is part of the perks. Vulcan Lives has received this package. I know D. Bud Martin has received his as well. Chernobyl has received his. Lester's is on the way, and I got Deleted Scenes and Diesel who are going to go out this week as well. So, we got some dudes here. Welcome to the show, Sir Tim Hayes.
Hello.
How are you?
Fine.
Nice. Thanks for being here, man. How you been?
Fine. I got up a little while ago, a half hour ago. It's morning here in California. It was sunny for a while, but it's been getting cloudy and it's going to be raining again.
Yeah, I'm out here. It's like in Illinois too. It's like a shock and basically an accomplishment. It's sunny out here. It's almost like it's like spring, super spring out here, which is weird because in Illinois that doesn't just happen. So I'm like, and I got buddies in like the East Coast who are like, oh, dude, we're getting swamped in snow. I'm like, what? But yeah, it do happen like that, man. It really do happen like that. I tell you. All right. And we got another guy backstage. But before we do, I want to show off an example of a Dolph Lundgren member package just to show you people the greatness. Where is... here we go. Vulcan Lives right here. So this is Vulcan Lives' package right here. He got 2 stickers. He got the bottle opener, and he got a Starlight comic, which is a Mark Miller comic. And that is a trade paperback, of course, edition. So that's just an example. He probably has the personalized letter elsewhere. But once again, you get your money's worth, is all I'm going to say. Is if you're a Dolph Lundgren member, and of course, with being a Dolph Lundgren member, you do get access to being part of the Gilded community as well. So if you're obviously a prior member, prior to memberships, you're obviously good and off the hook. But just saying, like, going forward, yeah, the Gilded Club is a very awesome thing. It's like Discord, but obviously way better without all the draconian rules and BSery. And it's fun. We have fun times there. Lots of great subjects to cover. If you're a manga guy, there's some for you there. If you're a regular comic guy, there's a politics section, movie section. It's fun. All I'm trying to get is that we have a great time in Gilded. We have a lot of people who hang out. People hang out there when I'm not around, which is great. It's fantastic. It's a good problem to have. Is all I'm trying to get at. Anyways, yeah, that's once again the perks of having a big Dolph Lundgren member. Anyways, let's bring in Mr. Lester. Sir, how are you?
Hi, Lester.
Hey, I'm doing all right. Can't complain when your tax return comes in or your refund comes in.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like wheeling and dealing, paying this off, paying that off, and then I'll splurge a little bit kind of thing. So it's just
course.
Like,
yes. No, dude. No, that's great. No, I'm waiting for mine. I'm definitely waiting for mine. I did my W-2 and all that stuff a few days ago. So I'm like, okay, so probably late February, early March, it will be here. And of course, I've got some major bills I got to pay, and then I will be able to pay off one of my credit cards completely with it, which
Right
is
on.
freaking awesome. I know that makes me happy. That I'm gonna at least have one of them completely paid off. So that'll be 2 by that point. I'll have 2 of the 3 credit cards completely paid off, and I got one last one to go. So yeah, that's what's up. So how you been, Lester? What's going on in your world?
Yeah, just working, churching, trying to get back in the gym. I don't know what I want to call it because I go to a place that does MMA. It has gym equipment, and so it's not quite a gym. You know, people go to gyms. They got you know, I think it's called Planet Fitness and Orange. I forgot what else, but you know, they got the 24-hour fitness. But it's like, but I don't just go to a dojo because it's not a traditional martial arts place. So it's like, do I call it Gym Mojo? GYMOJO? I don't know.
Yeah.
Jamojo, I guess.
Jamojo. Jamojo.
But life gets in the way, man. Just trying to do, like you said, you do the daddy duty. I got chore duty, and I'm the only one in my apartment. I don't have anyone yapping at me. Do this, do that. It's like, you see it in front of you, bro. Take care of it now.
Oh no, absolutely. You have to, man. You have to. That life responsibility is a very, very real thing. Just saying.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Hojo? How you doing, buddy? Go back to Mythicals. Mythicals number 2 as well. What's up, Punk Waddle? Hung out with Punk Waddle in person in Dallas last year. I hope to hang out with you again in Dallas this year, dude. Yeah, it's not Nick. It's Nick's clean shaven evil twin. Yeah, dude, my children hate it. They hate it with a passion. Like, I think it's the sassiest I've ever seen them ever. So it's really funny. So they're like, the face fur better come back, Dad. I'm like, okay, let's come back. Don't just give a few weeks, okay? You'll survive. What's up, D-Bud? Who's a not overworked wrench here, by the way. We got to mention that. This is your vacation on this channel.
Yes, it is.
Your vacation.
And I could use one, yes. I unfortunately, my paying job has been pretty bad the last couple of weeks, so I haven't been able to wrench as much. I think I only did 1 or 2 daytime shows. But you know, I got some stuff that made up for it this week.
Ooh, yeah. Let's see those stickers. Those are big stickers too, by the way.
Oh yeah, they're big stickers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see my face here. And the
bottle opener. Look at that
bottle
shiny
opener keychain. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's protected little bag. Of course, I did an unboxing video.
Dude, thank you for doing that, by the way.
Yeah, I thought, well, hey, there's a perfect opportunity to do a video.
No, it was cool to see. I was just like, whoa.
I don't want to show the personal note because it's got all sorts of, personal
really gay stuff. Yeah, it's really,
very homoerotic.
Backdoor, very backdoor geary type of stuff.
And it was written in crayon, so it wouldn't show on the screen well. And he gave me a nice. You get your own personalized item. In my case, he sent me Big Trouble in Little China. It's a toxic movie I didn't have of Kurt Russell, which is sinful.
Classic.
And it's not just anyone. He got the collector's edition Blu-ray. This is the 2-disc special one, loaded with special features. So I haven't seen those. This is now that's a nice 3-day weekend. I'll have time to watch this.
Oh
yeah. But the Toxic Tuesday that's always a good time unless I fall asleep like I did this Tuesday. But yeah, I love Toxic Tuesday. Of course, I love Comic Shop Talk.
Oh, of course. You've been on there a few times. Yeah.
And hopefully we'll again soon.
Oh, you will. You'll be back. You will be back between Spider-Man, Fantastic Four. You'll be back, and I can't wait. It's gonna be glorious.
And there's another one I think we ought to be doing. I think Muhammad brought it. Muhammad said,
Conquest. Yeah.
Journey into Mystery and Thor.
Oh yeah.
But I would say if we did that, I'd say we should do from like Journey into Mystery 101, because that's when Kirby's long run started. He did some spotty issues at the beginning, but that's the primo run. That's something we should do sometime.
I agree. I strongly agree with that.
Another thing we should be doing is on Toxic Tuesday. This is the one I want.
Oh, that's
the
funny
party.
you say that.
I'm waiting for this one.
It's a lot closer than you think.
Oh, I
and
hope
when
so.
I mean close, I'm talking about within the next month close.
Oh.
Yes, lay that pipe, Nick.
Looks like Tim's got something.
I picked up one other movie too that I think we should probably do.
Yeah, no, recommend,
Tuesday.
man.
Oh,
Black
yeah,
Dynamite.
Black Dynamite.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta get that.
Hell
this and Undercover Brother. I love these movies. They're just so much fun.
Oh, yeah, Undercover Brother. Very underrated.
Yeah,
I joined the back room to hear "Lay That Pipe, Nick." And
is this 5 picoseconds?
Yeah, it is.
Dude, what's up, man? Oh, we got 3 Dolph Lundgren members on the panel. I love it. It's absolutely huge.
I was just at the gym, so I had to finish that off.
Got your workout in.
Yeah.
I had my workout of going to the post office and then getting a slice of pizza.
That's kind of like a workout, only not at all.
It is. You burn a little bit of a calorie or two. Eating that dough.
Yeah, I would be normally working out right now, but somebody decided to schedule their member stream during my workout time. So I'll have to delay it.
You know where his priorities are. Good on you, man.
Hey,
you got plenty
Nick
of time
takes
after.
care of his members.
Yeah,
I do take care of my members. Yeah. I got you Big Trouble Little China. Vulcan Lives got what did he get? Oh, he got Starlight. Chernobyl got issues 1 through 4 and the free comic book edition of the current Conan the Barbarian run from Titan Comics. I set him up good, yeah. And Mr. Lester here, he knows what he's getting. Because we had to have a discussion about it. He's getting Batman: The Long Halloween, the whole book. So I got him the Thicky edition. I got him a thick edition.
I can't wait, just because growing up in a quasi-sheltered household, I don't know what my mom would think about bringing home a graphic novel. I think I was at that point in my life where I want something more serious. I want a story with progression. And so that my biggest thing, I don't know if you saw my tweet or my Twix about, dude, you saw the 97 trailer, and I'm like, wait a minute, if it's supposed to be going forward in time, why do I think there's a case of Benjamin Button going on with the artwork? You know,
dude, it has gone backwards. It really has. Unfortunately, it's really unfortunate that that's where we're at with this stuff.
It's like
that it's going backwards. It shouldn't have to be like that. It really shouldn't.
It's a lot like CGI. How that's getting worse. It's because you have a lot of writers and directors, or in the case of comics, artists that don't know how to use all these tools. They just kind of use it as a crutch and not think about how to use it properly.
It's almost like it's strange, because I don't like to apply this, but it's almost getting more loud as I see more laziness being exhibited. At least that's how I'm taking it. Because there's this quote from Heraclitus that was posted on a shirt my friend sold decades ago to us. This is, out of 10,000 men, X amount are very lucky to be there. Only so many of them. I think it's like out of 100,000. Like, they break down the ratio of however many fighters they send into battle. Like, a lot of them are not real fighters. Then some of them we're lucky to have them, and then one is the warrior, and he'll bring everybody home. So it's like we're losing that sense of quality. It's like, we have to have that level of criteria when it comes to going to fill in the blank. If we're going to enlist an artist to do whatever, whether it's drawing Rogue, Beast. So even going to a doctor, just because you got a doctor next to your name doesn't mean that you're good.
That used to mean something once upon a time. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Once upon a time, when you had those credentials to your name that you actually truly have like actual value and merit to it. Nowadays, you could see that tile. It could be just as much as a red flag as a person who doesn't have the tile. It's just it's really unfortunate that it's like that because
That's what I
those should
mean.
be titles that are very prestigious.
I work
just
for
look at
doctors.
oh, go ahead. You were saying? Sorry.
I work for doctors. I work for a radiology group, so
Mm-hmm.
and they have to go through quite a bit to get their title, though.
Well, but and that's how it should be. You gotta fight for your worth. I mean, when I'm not fighting for my right to party, I'm fighting for my worth to get the best that I can get out of my personal, financial, home life, family life because I want to be the freaking best.
So I don't know what's being taught in art curricula these days, but I can tell there's a sharp divide because I don't know if you guys have gotten. I think a lot of us, and I think Tim was showing some comics, but we can see there's a clear divide in the school of aesthetics.
Mm-hmm.
So whether we're talking Rippaverse, Jeff Hicks with his stuff, like how to draw a figure, and everyone's plastering that meme of that became a meme, and then they applied that meme to another meme. So you know that scene with Rogue and Apocalypse?
Oh yeah.
That screenshot, which is just against what they're passing off in X-Men '97. It's like, did you forget to draw? Did you forget how to draw?
That no one forgot. That was done with the intent. We're gonna be very real with that. Yeah, it was intentionally to draw it that way minimally. That is done by design. There's no this is a big genuine accent. It happened absolutely 100% with the remembrance of saying, hey, and remember they a lot of them run through a list of, do we have these specifications for how they do things? And they probably have it somewhere in there. Maybe do not have these human beings look basically like statues. It's become a thing, especially in the mainstream. This is why like I don't have anywhere as much investment with the mainstream stuff. Like if I'm gonna watch any of it, which the little that I do, I'm doing it for Midnight's Edge. I'm doing it for Comics Division if there's a requirement. Other than that, but even then, there's still so many of the movies I haven't seen lately. My life has been so much better for it. It's been so much better for it. There's so many of the current comics that I don't read. I don't read current Marvel, current DC. But luckily there is stuff from Image I like. Obviously, the Energon universe is a big thing. Then you got the whole Iron Age Comicsgate corner going on. And you got once again our buddy Hojo's. He's got a book coming out. Gary, he's got his book Vindicated Ink coming out. It's crazy. It's nice to be able to look forward to these other things and say, you know what, I may not have the emotional investment of caring about what goes on at the Fantastic Four, but at least now I could just point and laugh and make fun of it. And that's the difference, is when you can just point, laugh, and make fun of it. It's a wonderful thing.
Hey, Tim, feel free. I think you were flashing some comic books. I don't know.
Yeah, did you score some books? Show us your books.
Yeah, I've had these for a while. I bought them off of eBay. Some old school Marvel comics. I've got the first issue.
Here, I'm going to zoom in on you.
Yeah, I've got the first issue of the Saga of Crystar, Crystal Warrior. And then I've got the second issue of it.
Oh, yeah.
There were about 11 of these back in the 80s.
Okay.
And it had a toy line, which didn't do too well, unfortunately. But the toy line came out before the comic books.
Oh, okay.
No, and that was a thing of the time, too. Is when a lot of shows were created basically to move the toys. Oh, Warlord of Mars. I've not read Warlord of Mars.
Yeah, I've got one issue of this one, and then
is that the annual or this?
It says king size annual, and then I've got one issue of Conan the Barbarian.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Conan. I like it. I like it a lot. That's an old school Conan one too.
You can
Really
tell
old
because there's
school.
a scantily clad woman on it.
It's so interesting how Conan is one of the currently very few properties that is absolutely hardcore guarded, which obviously no complaints here. It's really fascinating how that's one of the few that is, and it's still under those protected hands. It's nice though because we're getting a good comic out of it because of it from Titan. Which thank you, Titan. We're
And
very
hopefully a second
happy.
one too.
Yes, thank you.
We're
Savage
very
Sword starts
happy.
too.
And I can't wait for the third arc where Roberto De La Torre returns.
Mhm.
Oh man, I can't wait for him to come back.
Yeah, his stuff is beautiful. It's totally John Buscema work. It was awesome. But I mean, current stuff's good too.
Yeah.
That book's been fantastic. That's the only like new comic that I'm looking at all.
That's a good
Only
new
one.
one to be. That's a good new one to be enjoying, man. That's what's
And
fantastic.
it reads like an old Roy Thomas Conan. It looks like an old John Buscema Conan when Thor's doing it. It's fantastic. It's like I'm back in the 70s.
No, hey, that's a wonderful feeling, man. No, it's awesome. It's a good time to be a Conan fan. It's so cool to have. Yeah, I'm happy with what's going on. Conan Energon Universe has been shockingly fun. I have been really enjoying those books, like Transformers, G.I. Joe. Like it's been quite the surprise. Like saying, "Holy crud, there's books to talk about." And enjoy. Oh, what toy are you showing off now?
This is the new Marvel's Crystar action figure, a 6-inch, which I normally don't collect the 6-inch, but this was the one exception I made since it was the only way to get a new Crystar action figure.
Right on.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I wouldn't have even thought they'd done one of those. It's interesting. Huh?
Maybe if we're lucky, Deba, we'll get a figure of the Condor.
Oh,
or Fancy Dan.
Fancy Dan.
Dude, if they're Fancy Dan, it ain't gonna happen. But if it did,
hey, if they could do Crystal, they could do Fancy Dan and the Condor.
Oh,
so man. I had a question, Nick. Since we're seeing these comics. And you see the interplay between comic book and cinema. Do you think that characters are being overlooked cinema-wise? Like, that's the one thing that gets me about Marvel is you have all these other characters and titles, but then they want to go with the big names. But I think the big names have been done to death. Like, I don't know how many more Spider-Mans we need.
How about one good one?
Thank you. Right? So at the same time, there might have been some stories. Like I think Ripa's working on a film. Are they working on a
he has been very he's been vague. So my guess is maybe if I had to guess at the very most educated guess, I'm sure there's negotiations. What they are, I have no idea.
Right.
I have no idea. I'm sure some will happen down the line. I have no idea. With stuff like Spider-Man, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of characters that are done to death. But, being a Spider-Man fan, it's just like I've accepted that we're probably not going to get a great movie with Spider-Man the Scorpion or Spider-Man and Kraven, Spider-Man and the Shockers, simply.
Right.
We're not going to get that. But, there's a lot of great characters that were basically brushed over to get to a bunch of characters that either no one cares about or good lesser known characters, but that were completely butchered because, they're lesser known, so we can get away with butchering them more. I mean, you can look no further than when Eternals got announced. No one knew who the Eternals was. I'm not saying it as an insult.
And that was deliberate.
The original Kirby creation, because I actually like the original run of it. I wouldn't say I love it because I don't. But as far as the story, it's a pretty good book. The original what was it, like 20 issues of the original Eternals run, D-Bud? Assuming you read it, the 20 issues, I think. The Jack Kirby
it's
run?
around that, man.
It's around
it might have been
part.
with the end. It was an annual, I think. So I think.
Oh yeah, there was an annual. Yeah, there was an annual.
I think it was maybe 19 issues in the annual.
It's a fairly good book. Put it this way. Now there are parts of it that I like. Had my favorite parts. And that was a property that obviously that they absolutely destroyed and then some. And then there's tons of great characters that they absolutely just skipped over. Obviously, they skipped out of the Silver Surfer. They skipped out of Nova, Beta Ray Bill. It's kind of like when DC skipped Nightwing to go to all these other characters that no one cares. It's just, and that's just sadly the name of the game. And unless something changes with me personally, I'm not holding my breath. I'm not. It's not going to change with the people that they got on both sides, whether it's with Disney, Marvel, and then Warner Bros. Now I'm hearing people saying Zaslav may be the great hub. I'm not going to believe anything until I see anything with the regime. Yeah. I'm going to need serious action because talk is talk, and I can hear someone's good news.
I'll say this about Gunn doing the DC movies. What he's announced, I'm kind of iffy on. I mean, some of them are
Damian Wayne. It's over. It's done.
Yeah, Damian Wayne, stuff like that. But even like the Creature Commandos. I mean, that's way out of left field. But so was Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy is not out of left field. It just wasn't known.
Well, it compared to what other books are in Marvel, I mean, it was. But the thing that Gunn has done with his movies is he made me care about the characters.
Yeah. Okay.
And so that gives me hope that he can do that with these DC films.
I don't think he's not capable of that because I do believe he is capable. If I had to get my one major red flag with Superman is not the casting itself. The casting, I like that all the characters look like their characters. That's like, well, it's like a unicorn sighting.
Okay.
I worry that it's not going to be a Superman movie. Mm-hmm. It feels like a team movie and not a Superman movie. Once again, if they were all in like an after credit scene or even a cameo, like quick cameos or a few seconds.
Okay.
Fine, but it really reeks of team movie, Justice League without saying Justice League because they have DEI quotas that they have to match and that's why I can't get myself to have hopes up. Once again, I'll probably end up seeing that one. I probably will. I'm not gonna say I won't, and then I do. I probably will, just because I'm a Superman guy, and people are gonna ask me for my opinion, and they're gonna want to know from people who love Superman. I'll do it for the crowd. I'll do it for the people. I'll be a man of people. I'll do it for all of you. But other than that,
I don't know what it is about Batman personally, because as much as I said that we don't need another Spider-Man, right? But at the same time, like something about Batman's formula makes it such where a lot of the failures are just about the Batman cast. I don't know about story-wise, but I felt the Batman formula allowed it to make storytelling a little bit more flexible. Because I don't know, it's like whether I'm watching the animated series or some of the recent animated films that came out like under the radar. Like I found them through YouTube movies or Google movies, whatever they call it now. But even though I might think of the stories as wonky, I just don't get tired of it. But
it's because maybe it's because telling.
And he's grounded. I mean, Batman's not super powered. He's a street level character, and so it can be made more relatable than super powered people. I think that's part of it.
I vehemently disagree with both those statements.
I think. Well, is he God to you?
Well, no. It's that everyone else has been done so poorly that Batman's like the only one that's you can semi see him in movies, even though not really.
Right.
But I like MCU Spider-Man. I'm sure I'm probably in the minority on this panel for that. But
okay.
He's not Spider-Man.
Okay.
We haven't actually gotten an MCU Spider-Man film yet.
I feel like we've gotten one, and that's No Way Home because I finally feel like he became Spider-Man. Now,
yes, that's fair.
That is why, because
I will defend Homecoming as a good movie in general.
Just not a Spider-Man movie.
Kind of.
I can see your point.
I feel like the ending of No Way Home is what the ending of Homecoming should have been.
Okay.
But Far From Home just kind of ruins it.
Oh God,
is it
yeah.
Ryugo's?
That is the sophomore slump of sophomore slumps of sophomore slumps.
Yeah.
Seriously. And that's
Oh,
unfortunate
wait.
because it has one of my favorite villains in there, Mysterio. I'm a big Mysterio
Yeah,
guy.
same,
Like
same.
Quentin Beck, man. Like
But
that's a thief I can ride with, big bro.
going back a
We're
little
going
bit,
to get
I
some
don't
banks.
I don't think it's superpowers in general that's making the issue. It's that the movies are starting to be about the hero portion instead of the character fitting into the regular world. Like
Oh, okay.
especially with
Yeah.
Superman, that everyone's focusing on the Superman stuff when the interesting part is the Clark Kent and how he's just a
Right.
normal guy.
Okay. I can see that. Yeah.
Yes, I agree with that, definitely.
I actually really agree with that. No, and that's the beauty of even when you have a character like Spider-Man who does have powers, Peter Parker is a personality you connect to, and the
Right.
powers are a big giant asset to his
Yeah.
character. You relate to the person outside of the mask, but the minute he gets that mask on, it's just like, oh sweet, there he's gonna do the badass moves. It's great.
Yeah.
But then there's characters who none of us can relate to. Obviously, none of us are blind, but we love seeing a blind man practically be a ninja and kick the shit out of dudes in Hell's Kitchen by the name of Daredevil. It's a wonderful thing. It's wonderful. We'll root for it. And that's the one thing none of us relate to that, but we enjoy it. We are invested in that.
No, but the thing that sold me on Daredevil, because it's funny, like the Bennifer rendition was so forgettable. You know,
snow is white. Chicago's a dump. Peter Parker, Spider-Man, Ben Affleck, Daredevil is a dumpster fire.
Well, yeah.
Observations of life.
The intriguing thing about Daredevil was because I checked out of a lot of stuff that came out comic book wise, right?
Okay.
In terms of cinema, and then when they started announcing it, and I'm usually using word of mouth. You got to really convince me. Like with me and Gran Turismo, you had to convince me to go watch it. And when I got reputable voices like Chris Gore saying, hey, the movie is better than, like, oh, okay, so my ears peaked, right? So the same thing happened with Daredevil when it came out on Netflix. And this is with my religious co-conspirators. And so I started watching it. And yeah, we can relate to we can go root for the blind man who's kicking ass, right? But the other thing too is that interplay with him and his priest.
Oh yeah, it's great banter. It's great back and forth between the two. It's really entertaining dialogue, and Matt gets challenged by him too, and it feels like there's a real conversation there. There's a very real conversation with him challenging the lines on what Matt can or cannot do, should or should not do. It's a great conversation. It's a very human conversation. You believe that conversation is actually happening. Because it really hits. We could all say we've had a conversation like that, whether it's with family, a spouse, or a good friend. We've all had a conversation like that. And I think that's something, it doesn't matter what background you have, what religion, what politics you have. We all had that kind of conversation in our lives. And I think that's why we resonate with stuff like that.
And I think what got me was especially the opening hook. When you first get to the first opening, and it's that thing that hooks you from start to finish.
Oh yeah. Dude, season 1 of Daredevil, man.
Yeah. I just rewatched season 2, and I don't know what I was thinking. That season's amazing.
Oh, it's great. It's great, especially when they get with the weirder stuff with the hand and all. Oh, dude, like
I always remember that part as being the low point, but no, it was really good. I mean, the Punisher stuff was still the best.
Yeah,
like that scene with Frank and Matt just sitting on the roof talking about.
Oh, that's a great,
That's another thing. It's about the characters, not them kicking ass, because it makes the kicking ass better because we know what's going on in their head.
Yep.
Because even for someone like myself, I told you, I go to the Jimojo, and I'm gonna use that word from now, Jimojo. All right.
I like that.
So it's because I'm a martial artist and I practice it for practical reasons, and of course, with the health benefits, everything, and all that. But it's just growing up and me treading this life. And as I get older, I always have to think about the legal ramifications, but not just the legal stuff, but it's the internal struggle that you want to do right. and then you know kind of like what Matt is pushing is knowing and pushing the boundaries, especially when you're as devoted as it appears that that character is. You know, him going back and forth with the priest, and I can imagine myself doing that with not just my priest, but I have an abbess that I correspond with in a monastery. Just life choices, life decisions. And so far, I haven't been given a big no. You can't continue pursuing it. And so that's where I relate, because I can't exactly put on a cape. I can't exactly put on a mask.
You cannot.
The willingness to be a protector or defender. Although I kind of shuddered when they pushed out the Marvel's Avengers. I don't know if that was who is it? Would I say pre-Feige, post-Feige? When it comes to that stuff, like when they started putting out the Defenders, and I didn't know what
that was still fine. No, that was, that was when the transition was announced. So I don't know how much of it was him or whatnot. I have nothing to claim for or against it, but it was definitely announced at that point that hey, he's going to be taking full creative control going forward. But they never specifically stated at which point did he exactly start. I mean, if someone knows in the chat, by all means, let me know. But I just know that was around the period when the transition was happening. That is all I know.
And I didn't know what to think about, because it was funny when I was at the call center, we were giving ourselves like I was in tier 2 support, and we were such a niche group. Like they gave me a handle, so they gave me Iron Fist because they knew I was a martial artist.
Nice,
Iron Fist, I never heard of Iron Fist. You know, I never heard of him. And then when Netflix pushed Iron Fist, I wasn't sure. It was like, huh?
Oh, it's a misrepresentation.
We were robbed.
The character.
We were very robbed.
Iron Fist should have been on par with Daredevil.
It was perfect casting too, and they just
if you watch the one Luke Cage episode where Danny Rand was in it in season 2, it's whoever wrote that episode got Danny Rand correct in that one episode more than anyone who worked on Iron Fist ever got Iron Fist right. And it shows you what the difference of when you have a different writer, because that kind of just validates the whole, an actor, good or bad, they work with the material that they're given, good or bad. And you saw what happened when Finn Jones worked with the writer Luke Cage, and he actually acted like Danny Rand. He was the contrast to Luke Cage's. He was a little bit brawn. He was very emotional. He was very reactive. And Danny's like, "Hey man, gotta chill. We got this under control. It's gonna be cool." And then you got that Zen moment of Danny Rand. He needed that. He needed that emotional support to balance out how erratic he was. Luke was being. So he had Danny right there do that. And then when it came time for the actual action, man, you want to talk about like me as a Power Man and Iron Fist fan, like that felt like Power Man and Iron Fist. All I just needed was a tiara and an Iron Fist mask, and it would have been straight up glory days. They just needed this. They're very close. They just needed the suits, and they would have been all the way there. They're close, but at least they had an idea of how those characters are supposed to work in that one episode. They at least, I'm like, okay, someone at least did their homework to get that right, which is ironic that show got Iron Fist right more than Iron Fist's own show writers got right. But it also shows you the intentional headspace that the Iron Fist writers were in. They weren't there to give you a Danny Rand show. They were there to piss on him and destroy his character. Yeah, pretty much.
And I like Colleen Wing. That's not fair.
No, I do too. I think she's a cool character, but she's meant to be Daughters of the Dragon with Misty Knight. I do too, but she does not need to be Iron Fist. She never was Iron Fist. She never will be Iron Fist. That's just no. There's only one. His name's Danny Rand.
Wait.
He tells you about 50 times.
Is she being Iron Fist? I thought the depictions of Iron Fist was some white guy and with
the last episode of season 2. Basically, So it's the Iron Cuck version of it.
Can we bring up RJ Godzilla's point about about transition started midway through Luke Cage season 1.
Yes.
And I remember watching the snippet, the initial stuff for Jessica Jones, which I didn't know what to think of that. You know, I didn't know
Jessica
what
Jones season 1 is good, but it's got
Yeah.
some problems.
It would have been beneficial. I don't think it was the writer's fault, but it was more so Netflix's fault. And here's what I mean by Netflix's fault. It's clear they had an obligation prior to Iron Fist 2 that every show needed to be 13 episodes. And
Right.
Jessica Jones would have benefited best from being, I'd say, in my opinion, I would say 10 or 11, maybe even then maybe
That's
11 might be
interesting.
stretching, but 13 it did not need to be.
And put her in the fucking costume.
If one scene, oh yeah, they should have. Whether it was God, what were the outfits she had? Jewel was one of them.
Yeah,
Jewel was one of
I
them, and then there's another one I'm forgetting. Someone let me know in the chat. I'm missing one.
Because the thing about Jessica Jones was, and it's funny when you talk about the transition from so and so to Feige, you're right. And this is my memory of Jessica Jones. She had some issues to deal with, and she had superpowers, and then she always had sex in almost every episode. It's like interesting take, Marvel, that you went from that and now you're going to this intersectionality with Guy.
It was supposed to be about a mental health thing, and then eventually at the end she gets over it. But then season 2 happened, and they kind of went back on that because I guess women.
Because the show needed to continue.
Yeah,
the show needed. That's why the show needed to continue. She got away from it until she didn't get away from it. I've read the original Alias comics, which is what her character is based from. At least that show. It was called Alias. It was and this is a very heated name amongst people, and rightfully so. But let's just say there's once a man who got a few comics right.
He was coming. He definitely
and he was coming. And then when he came to DC, everything was really bad. His name is Brian Bendis. Well, he was busy getting Daredevil right of all the characters. He did the book Alias, which is obviously based off Jessica Jones's Operations, Alias Investigations. That is pretty much where a lot of season 1's material comes from, is that run of Alias. And that was when he actually wrote characters before all characters had the same voice, the Joss Whedon, everyone's quippy to 11. Because that's basically, he started off as a writer, and then all of a sudden every book was a Joss Whedon book with Brian Bendis. And I remember when I heard about him going to DC. Now I remember thinking to myself, please don't write Superman. Please don't write Superman. Please don't write. Now, obviously, this is years after he had done Daredevil and Alias, but it was at a point where he was making all the characters and all the same. And then my worst fears had happened. He got signed.
He came to Superman.
Oh man. That book is not recovered since then. It is not, like, I've had some of my friends who read current Superman with Joshua Williamson writing it. He's also writing Duke and Cobra Commander. And I've heard it's okay, but it seems like Williamson's heart right now really lies within the G.I. Joe books. But dude, Superman has
Jade Light in the chat here. He's been reading through a bunch of Superman recently, and I think he's on the Jurgens run right now. And our friend in the Discord has just been like making him depressed by talking about Bendis Superman after.
Dude, oh man, it is funny because I remember they actually brought back some readers at the shop I was going to at the time. They brought some readers back, and they had some people who were checking out Superman for the first time and liking it. And then, yeah, you want to talk about a very fast fall, man. That book did it. But anyways, we got a gentleman here who's been waiting very patiently for the last 5 minutes, and I feel like the least we could do is give him a great, proper introduction. Some of you may know him in the chat, as Mohammed said on here. He is a man of conquest. How are you, sir?
So far, so good. I've been reading a lot of Fantastic Four. I've been trying to get closer to Galactus, the introduction towards it.
Oh man.
The Gideon chapter, was it issue 34 was interesting.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
his intention was trying to take over the world, but in order for him to do that, he had to take down the Fantastic Four.
Dude, some really good material there. Seriously, you are sitting on a gold mine of comics with the F4 writing. Seriously, you are on a gold mine. I'm kind of envious. Like, that's fantastic to hear. Seriously, it's fantastic.
I used to read a lot of Batman though. At some point,
Yeah?
I was just reading a lot of Batman. I think I was finished the Nightfall run.
Oh yeah,
Vincent Bane.
yes, great comics there. Yeah, great build up to the build up to building Bane was almost like a horror movie in the sense that here's this big threat that's hanging over him that he's got to get to, but the problem is he's all tired by the time he gets to Bane. But I love that. I love the threat of how Bane is presented in those comics in Nightfall.
The level of patience he had. He understood. Okay. Oh, but he's tired. But no. I won't only come for him when his mind is no longer sharp. He knew that by blowing up Arkham and freeing all the inmates was going to wear him down. And I think Batman, to a degree, felt that it was his duty to try and keep the city safe, but he was being overwhelmed. He was ignoring being able to rest. And then it came to a point where he recognized he couldn't keep that mental strength that he has. And that's when Bane just was towering over him and knew exactly when to strike. Even when his his friends were around him, like, no, not yet.
Yeah, it was strategy, really good strategy. It was really well told. Yeah, it was fantastic. Still to this day, you can go back, and that story has so much rereadability. It's wonderful. It's fantastic storytelling. I love the Nightfall comics.
I enjoyed Azrael too, as he went into.
Oh, did you? Okay, I know Azrael's kind of 50-50 on. I know many people are like, or I like him. I'm kind of in the middle. I'm indifferent. I'm just like, but if you like him, that's good. I mean, if you enjoy it, ultimately, obviously, I think he was meant to be a holdover, obviously, until the real Batman came back, and that's pretty much what the story did.
But it also reinforced Batman's belief.
Oh, straight up.
Because you saw when he was willing, he crossed the line. He could have saved those hostages, but he prioritized the villain, taking out the villain. It's like, yeah, the guy didn't deserve death. If you actually got an answer out of him, you could have saved his victim.
Yeah, no, you see, you're picking up on a lot of good things. That's why I like that. You're not just like reading these stories, but you're catching all the little details. You have a good eye for this stuff, man. I love it. It's fantastic to hear.
But I also managed to watch the animation for Hush. But even when he was like, what's it? I keep on forgetting his name.
Nice.
The Riddler, when he found out that he was just going over, Catwoman was saying abandon him.
Oh, but dude, I was so mad about the Hush. What they do with the Hush adaptation, where the character they made it like this fictional idea. I'm like, that's some Iron Man 3 type of fuckery.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Jeff Loeb? Sorry, I know it wasn't Jeff Loeb for the movie, but still, I feel like he had to have signed off on that.
What? That's why I kind of enjoy those kind of stories. I even you can see my icon is Darkseid.
Oh, dude, yeah, that's a great avatar, by the way.
Even even when I was starting to read the Fourth World Run, they kind of dropped hints that Orion might not be they were saying that his lineage might be from Darkseid. And Darkseid's at times, anyone else who would try to question, he would attack them and say, "You lost the battle." It's like, but he fights like one of us. But I enjoyed that little hint. But I know Mobius figured it out very quickly, and he was going over. He was looking at what is his name? I keep forgetting. The leader of New Genesis, but he was kind of pointing. He's like, no,
Orion, not the
Highfather.
Orion.
Highfather.
Yeah. I know you're talking about.
He said he would not explain it yet, but Mobius was just curious. His
No,
curiosity makes him an interesting character. But
I gotta reread the Fourth World Side. It's been a while, but it's good stuff. It's really damn good stuff, and the art is absolute eye candy for years on end. Holy crud! I remember like that world tripped me out the first time I ever saw it. It's wonderful. Seriously, it's absolutely wonderful stuff.
And what was the other guy's name? He's the guy who's he's trying to escape any traps, but Mr. Miracle.
Yes.
But one thing I've hinted is that there was a trade between him, was Highfather and Darkseid. So Mr. Miracle, and this has been my guess so far when I was reading it. He's Highfather's son, while Ryan is Darkseid's son. Both of them had a mutual agreement not to reveal any of that. Darkseid, in his way, respected Orion, and he welcomed the battle. He's like, he hinted at saying, I know who I am. I don't have to answer to nobody. You're like, he's saying Orion knows on some level, but he cannot connect the dots. He's still being confused.
No, dude. I gotta see. You're right. I'm not remembering some of the stuff. I gotta brush back up. Seriously, I wish I could piggyback off this conversation, but I sadly I can't. You got. I know. Maybe we should cover the Fourth World on the Friday show sometime this year. It'd be good to revisit that stuff because you're catching up on a lot of things. I don't feel like I like. There's a lot of things you're mentioning. Some I caught, some I didn't catch. I'm like, man, I must have just been like reading it to like enjoy it, but also move on to the next story. Whereas you read the story and it's like you live in it. And I'm kind of envious of how you read things. It's very admirable, actually.
Like I'm used to just reading as much as I can, but I'm used to reading a lot at one point.
You're a better man for that than I am. You are so much better than I am. Me, I'm a freaking snail. I read things as long as like the way it takes Mahler to do a stream. That and and I can only do a few at a time. Oh, I'm a snail. I confess. You're good at that. I love that skill because I'm not capable like that.
I like the Thing's relationship with Torch. Torch used to be a bit more immature in battle, but he's starting to pace himself and trying to.
Oh yes, that I do.
He's getting better at that.
Oh yes,
he knows how far he can go, and then there's times where he has to pull himself back. His character is always funny with the Yancey Street guy. It's like, where did he get those ugly kills from?
Good issues.
It's like, normally I don't have no temper, but when I hear the Yancey Street crime, I just see red.
Yeah, and I remember seeing those first in the old FF cartoon from 1967. They adapted issue 29, which happened on Yancey Street, and that was the second Red Ghost story, and it's a pretty close adaptation to that issue. So that was the first time I'd heard of them, and then I read in the comics later when they were reprinting that story at the time.
Oh, Caster's here.
But you're
let's turn this into one stream.
Yeah, Caster. You still have that the Inhumans and Galactus to get to. Have you been seeing Chado waving around his issue FF49 last couple of days? he's shouting that off. I think he showed it yesterday. I was watching a replay yesterday's Midnight's Edge. I think he showed it on somewhere else too.
Wow, that's incredible.
I like watching the earlier ones. Like, I was having a conversation with somebody where there was two different versions of the Fantastic One. I know there's 1967. So in place of Torch, they had Herbie on the second one, but the first one
that was in the 70s. Yeah, the first one from the 60s adapts several issues of the early FF. And if you haven't seen them, they had them on like Boomerang at times. But if you go on archive.org, they're actually all there. I downloaded them all, and they got some really good copies of those on there. But you should watch those because most of the stories that you've read all so far, they have adapted in there. I mean, a lot of them are straight up adaptations. The first one I think was the Mole Man from FF 22.
Yeah.
And I remember that because I think they were repeating it when the first time they repeated it in because it's only like 19 episodes or something, 19 or 20 episodes. They started repeating it, and at the time they showed it the second time back in, I think it was early 1968. At that time, they were reprinting that story in Marvel's Collector's Item Classics, and I got that, and that got me buying that. So I was getting the older stories, and I was buying the new comics at the time. So that really got me solidly into reading the Fantastic Four comics. Just as I mean, the Spider-Man cartoon back then did the same thing. I bought
a time when those things made you want to pick up the source material.
Yes,
Once upon a time.
Exactly, and those were really good because they matched. I couldn't read at the time. I was like 6.
Oh, dude, I believe it.
So I when I read the comics, I couldn't read the dialogue, but I already knew what was happening in those particular stories because I saw the cartoons. And even the newer ones, even though I couldn't read, I could tell what was going on because of the art. You know, the artists at the time were telling the story through the art, so you wouldn't catch all the nuances, but you still could understand the story just by looking at the pictures.
I know many dudes who learned to read because they read comics.
Yeah.
Comics did a lot of wonders for new readers, and that's not even my opinion. That's a fact. That is a bloody fact.
Like my first experience with Spider-Man was between the 90s animation and the 1967 ones that used to come on a lot. But
that show was weird, man.
Some villains for Spider-Man were
Spider-Man cartoons, fantastic. Where all the buildings all look the same, and then there's the Daily Bugle. I love it. I love that show. All right, we got Jace Fox here, who became a member. I think he rejoined, if my memory serves correct. What's up, Jace?
It's that guy.
Became a balls wall member. Thank you, Jace, for rejoining. I do appreciate it, sir. I hope you are well out on the other side of the planet. So how's it going, Ironcaster?
It is going. I was kind of fortunate enough to have a little night off there, and I got a chance to recharge the batteries. And I just figured I'd show you, like, in preparation for our little stream coming up.
Yeah.
Like, I got a new notebook. I started taking notes. I've got like pages of notes just on that freaking Wolverine comic.
Oh yeah.
And that's only covering 2 issues out of the 4.
You're gonna come locked and loaded for this one. You're gonna come. I can tell. It's gonna be great.
But
I'm doing good.
I always like the Wolverine character, but I've always liked him and Sabretooth always going at it. But but the Frank Miller run 1 to 4, I've enjoyed watching. I have to start reading the Weapon X one then at some point. Because like
Caster, go ahead. This is your. Go ahead. You read the Weapon X. Go ahead and tell them about it, or at least how great it is.
Well, no, I was actually just going to say, like, for this, I'm most curious about your take. What your takes are going to be on this Wolverine series, Nick, because it's Frank Miller.
Yeah, I haven't read it yet, but I'm going to this week. I'm for sure going to read it this week.
But no, I'm kind of the opinion, just to kind of give a little bit away with it, that this is sort of one of those perfect comics to do.
Good, we're gonna have fun. Thinking because
I love the covers for it. It's amazing.
Maybe we'll do it. I'm thinking either March 1st or 8th. We'll do our show for that. March 1st or 8th. We'll do it because I know this year we're gonna have. Sorry, not this year. This coming week we're gonna do our regular show. We're gonna have a Comic Relief Crusader on, and of course we're also gonna talk Transformers as well as Cobra Commander. By the way, so Just saying, like we got keep
I
it
got to
going.
Duke #2.
Really?
Oh yeah.
So are you a Joe head from already, or are you coming into this fresh?
I'm coming in fresh, but like I've enjoyed what the Transformers have been doing so far. Been Duke and Cobra Commander, and surprisingly enough, right now Jeremy's also catching up on. He managed to reach Cobra Commander 1 and liked it already.
Wow. Hot dog. That's what I like to hear. No, it's good to see. I did a video this morning a little bit about the subject, which there's 30 plus of you in the chat. Put it on your watch later tab if you haven't watched it. This video is about that guy from, let's just say the initials are BC. How are these comics selling more this year? I kind of weigh in on the subject a little bit. There's no like straight up giant trashing on Mr. Rich Johnson. It's more of a, hey, this is why this book is selling. That's all. I don't do a big major clapback. It's just, hey, this is why it's selling. Try to make some understandings of it. I will make it make sense. That's what I did. Because he did an article, and I saw Richard Meyer did a video about it a few days ago. And I feel like there was a couple of things he didn't hit on. Or maybe there wasn't just things that he didn't hit on. Maybe there's just things that he wasn't thinking of, but I was thinking of. I mean, you know what? I feel like I got to weigh on the subject and if I, hit on something that he didn't. And so I decided to record a video on it. Luckily, I had some time to make that happen. So yes, do catch that video, okay? I want to see that one to send. But yes, Vulcan, you are right. No, the Energon universe really is firing on all cylinders right now. And if there's trade waiters out there, Void Rivals Volume 1 hits next week as well. So there's trade for Void Rivals next week. So if you're one of those people who prefers the trade, Void Rivals, because that's part of it, is coming out. So you get that and Cobra Commander #2 next week. So yeah, and that's cool to say. We're getting something on a near weekly basis with these books. I know they announced a free comic book edition of it's called Energon Universe Special for the first Saturday of May. I'll definitely be getting that because I know they got Ryan Otley from Invincible. He's doing some of the art for that, and that man knows how to draw action. If any of you on the channel on the panel read Invincible, you know that Ryan Otley in action is hand to glove fit. So I'm looking forward to what Otley does for the Energon U because that's right up his alley as far as action goes. He can do some brutal stuff too because Invincible is a very brutal book at times. A very brutal book. I can't wait. It's going to be nice.
But I've also read the Elric so far. Like I've read the Pacific comic one, but I've read recently the Titan Comics version, and it's been very good. Like
I'm on volume 3 of that.
More questions than
really
answers.
Good. It's really, really good.
I'm so unfamiliar with Elric, but you guys have sold me on reading Elric, and I gotta make sure
it's Razor approved. What more do you need?
Oh, I know. Trust me when I say I've watched his videos on Elric. I know.
I just have to watch it once a week. It is.
I had to.
I enjoyed the same way I would enjoy Berserk, but Berserk earlier on, the dark. What is it? The first section of it, but once you get deeper in, it's very good as well. Those two things I can enjoy like at the same time because I know like the way now they have the deluxe books and the way they've set it up is very nice. It's a nice time to start.
It is. I just gotta get into it. It's just it's a me issue. I just gotta be able to get into a point where I can get to it and read it between the 800 things I'm doing. So, and I trust me when I say it's on my radar. My eyes are there. It's one of those. I see you. I'm gonna get to you. Just bear with me. I'm gonna get to you. And trust me, when I get to you, we'll have our honeymoon. We'll have our night out. I'll bring the butter. It's gonna be great. It's just when I get to there. Like, trust me, if anyone could vouch on me getting to things, it takes a long time, but I eventually do. Ironcaster will know. We've been talking about X-Men for literal years. And we eventually got to it. I am the Muller stream of getting to comics. It will be some time, but I'll get there. I will. Demon might even vouch for
if
that a little
anybody's
bit.
been
He remember he was
procrastinating
there
on
with the
things,
early.
I've done it before.
Say that
I've been
again. Sorry.
like Berserk was nagging at me for at least 2 decades, at least before I got to it.
So
I was like, yeah, you gotta go and read it. It just took one time to get to it, and I was just reading too much at one point.
And then once you do get into it, you start like kicking yourself in the butt for like, why didn't I start this sooner?
Same way with
One Piece. I was about to say, you want to talk about One Piece?
Yeah,
everything comes up One Piece.
Me with One Piece, which I'm going back to that Japanese shop this week to go get my, because obviously I didn't have the 8 collected editions, but I mentioned a few weeks ago I got book 5. I'm gonna go back there and get book 4 and 6, and then I can finally start resuming my reading of One Piece. I've been meaning to continue since the first season finished, so don't worry, it's gonna happen. But yeah, trust me, I haven't forgotten.
I've been trying to read, what is it, the Savage Sword of Conan for a while now, but I haven't been getting back to it. Because I've read a lot for a while.
I mean, those books are long, man. I can understand what,
like the Dark Horse, some of the Dark Horse stuff. But what is it called? King Cole of the one before it. You remember that movie when Kevin Sorbo was playing that character?
Oh, like, Hercules?
No, not Hercules. It was the movie where what is that? What is it? The Antique Hunter? No, not Antique Hunter.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I do know. It's just not hitting me.
Hold on. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, no, please. I want to know. I want to know.
The only name coming to mind is Andromeda, but I don't follow his career. But
what's up, Southern Viking? Long time no see. Welcome back. That's what I like to see. I like seeing all these faces that I don't get to see during the nighttime pop up in the daytime. It's amazing what a difference that makes, whether it's either where someone lives across the world or if it just happens to be whether they're working or not. It's wonderful. I like seeing.
You get to see all these creatures come crawling out in the daytime.
I'm a day walker. I'm a day walker. I'm here too, Nick. Hi. No. We're having another huge year on Comic Shop Talk. We're having another huge year on Toxic Tuesday. It's going to be fantastic, and it's going to be absolutely diabolical. I also want to get to some of like the other Chuck Norris movies, like what's that one, Delta Force. I still want to get into the Missing in Action sequels. We got to touch on those. I do want to do Sin City as well. I think that would be a fun one to do. And of course, I want to do a Punisher month. Dolph Lundgren and Tom Jane and Ray Stevenson. And maybe I'll try to get, maybe in a perfect world, we could try to get like Razor Fist on for one of them. And then maybe Gary from Nerd Rock for one of the other ones. Like it'd be good. It'd be fun. It'd be really cool to do that. Just like, because obviously guys who I knew who are big Punisher guys, why not bring them onto the board for that?
You probably want Gary for Punisher Warzone because there's a backdoor reference in that movie.
Just like get Chuck Dixon.
I definitely have to get the Dolph Lundgren one.
Backdoor. Oh,
I didn't watch the Dolph Lundgren Punisher.
Dude, Dolph Lundgren Punisher, yeah. I like the Dolph Lundgren Punisher.
Now I remember what the movie was. It was Cole the Conqueror. It was Kevin Sorbo and Tia Carrera.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but I haven't seen it. I know exactly what you're getting at.
Like I've read the comics for it, and they did. I like the way he said, "I'm going to rule with an axe." But that comic is very nice. The way they did for the reprint for Dark Horse. It's been they did a very good job with it.
No, I need to see movies, and I do need to read those comics. You are correct. And Angry Gamer, we will do Silent Rage this year. We straight up will.
So you'll forgive me, Nick, for stealing.
No, go ahead. Interject really quick.
I figured that since it's a member stream, it might be a good idea to ask the guys here, what comics do they want to see covered? What what do they want covered? Like, I figured that could be a good chance to kind of give a little priority to your guys' recommendations.
Oh, absolutely. I strongly agree on that. No, that's a good idea. Conquest, I know he's got suggestions up the wazoo, but yeah, if you want to throw one or two our way, no.
Oh, I do got one. King Cole, like that one is a very good one to read. Especially, I've been reading that one. I didn't know the character,
Okay.
but instantly enough, it's like when we were reading the Titan comics going on to Barbarian.
Okay.
They did bring one of his companions. He was basically said, like when he was fighting what's him called? The skeleton. I keep forgetting his name, but it's the first part, the last fourth issue. Thulsa Doom. When he was fighting Thulsa Doom. So basically the tip of the spear that was turned into a sword. So so he was known as the Spear Slayer. Brawl the Spear Slayer, which incidentally is one of Cole's best friends, but he's saying he was descended from him, and Cole is from Atlantis. So you say like that one is pretty interesting in itself.
Okay. No, that's good. And that's something we gotta definitely think. Okay, we should definitely look into that for a story to do this year. I know Anima Thrawn, aka 5 picoseconds. He's gonna want more
Anima?
Star Wars. And I meant to say Anime Thrawn, but Anima is funny. Shows me where my default mind is at. Or that's what I see first. I know we will touch on Star Wars later this year again, and we've got to have you back on for that. Is there anything else you'd like to see covered? And yes, we will do One Piece, and that will be a separate show from the Comic Shop Talk. Before you say One Piece, that will be a separate show.
I was going to say One Piece, actually.
Oh, okay. That will happen too. Yeah. It'll be a separate show. That needs to be its own thing.
Daredevil will be a cool special as well. Just
what
like
which era Daredevil are you thinking? Frank Miller? Are you talking Brubaker? Are we talking even
Can you really
OG?
do Brubaker without going through Bendis? I feel like
no, you can't because it starts right where, but which in a way is good because it showed you the continuity actually mattered and played into each other, which is how it should be. When a book ends, it just feels like the next issue of the series. That's all. Not a new writer, so now we have to change the status quo 100%. Like that's how it should have been, and Brubaker went into that perfectly.
Bendis Daredevil will be really cool, but
I'd be down for that. I'd be really down for that.
But Miller too, just force people to actually start.
Yeah, right, right. No, so okay.
All you fucks better read this.
So Cole, Daredevil. Okay, awesome.
The volume I read from is Chronicles of Cole that they put it together.
Okay.
But I definitely have to get back to Steve Ditko's Spider-Man, though.
Oh, we're going to get back to it this year. Trust. I mean, granted, we are past the Ditko era stuff. We're at the John Romita Sr., but we're going to resume Spider-Man this year. We're going to get there. But yeah, you, sir, should resume it because those 38 issues are a wonder. I
was at the Crime Master. I was reading at that point when the Green Goblin and him were teaming up.
Yeah, good issues. Really good issues. All right. Before I have Lester's suggestion, I just want to welcome on board Mr. Christian Delorme, sir. Huge 69 Slayer for you, sir.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
How's it going, man?
It's going good. I have to come on. I missed you on Wednesday, and I apologize for the rearrangement. It would have been so much fun. You were looking so forward to it.
I was, but there's nothing we could do, dude. You had your situation. I had mine. Yeah. We'll have another show down the line.
It's all good.
Whether it's for Rush or somebody else, we'll have a show. I do know I'm going to do a show for when the new Judas Priest hits. So if you want to be in on that when that happens. We're gonna come. We're gonna come big for Judas Priest.
Okay. Well, if with those words, how can I not say no? How can I not say yes? I just thought I don't want to crush the discussion on comics. I just had to come in and say hi to my buddy and all those wonderful people like D Bud. You're a handsome man, sir. Yeah, and that's sober too.
This isn't Gary talking, is it?
Iron Caster, the perfect wingman. I always said it.
He is the right hand man of this channel.
Yes,
you're too kind.
But before anybody thinks I've been drinking or
to the Judas Priest album, I've been wanting to talk maybe about metal, but like I understand we have to talk about comics right now.
Yeah, no, and I got about a half hour more. I'm sure we'll throw in some movie talk after we go around the panel. We'll throw in some movie talk, and we'll definitely hit on some metal really quickly before I go.
This is one of the good ones. Like you see that I changed my profile again, but
Cole the Conqueror. No, it's fantastic to see.
Like the art has been very consistent and very good.
Mm-hmm.
But I like a lot of things that are older right now.
No, that's good, Pat. That's the way to be, man. That's a good.
There's so much you haven't read. Go for it.
That's a beauty of it. 5 is that there's so much all of us like, because there's a lot bad. It gives us this golden opportunity to see what did we miss, or maybe we're intending to read and we just kind of forgot because life happens. Or it could be something like, hey, maybe I was a little hard on this. Let's give it a second shot.
I didn't know that much about Warlock, and I've been reading recently in Captain Marvel.
So good.
Jim Starlin.
All right, Lester. Sir, you've been ever so patient. What I know, obviously, I got Batman the Long Halloween coming your way. Is there any comics that you want or hoping to touch upon, or any suggestions you want to add for a potential episode?
The X spinoffs. So the X Team spinoffs, like growing up, collecting comic cards more than books, because there was a comic books shop down the road where I grew up.
Okay.
And you get the characters when you unpack the cards and you see these characters, and they talk about where you see them. Mm-hmm. Like I'd see them all the time. Like I would do whatever little research I did in the 90s growing up. So like X-Force, X-Factor. Like, I would like to see that discussed. Like, I'll probably dig up the comic book off, I think, Amazon, that service they have is Cosmixology or something like that.
Yeah, Comixology. Yeah.
I'll dig up some of the issues there, and I want to piece whatever I can together, because I didn't start with the comic books when it came to the X-Men. It was like, I think it was a combination. Yeah, go ahead.
So one of the thoughts I was having, because I've been thinking a little bit about this over time, is on how to, I feel like, properly kind of showcase the X-Men over the series of, some streams, that we might go into a couple of the miniseries. So, for example, there's the story Beauty and the Beast with Dazzler and Beast.
Oh,
that might be a different book to go check out. I was thinking possibly the Nightcrawler miniseries, the little 4-issue one where he's off having just crazy swashbuckling adventures and fighting pirates, and that might be a kind of a fun way to kind of show off the characters and kind of get into something that's a little bit outside of expectations for people.
Okay.
There's X-Men by Brian Michael Bendis if you hate your life.
I value mine at this point, even though I say I'm ready to go at any point. So there's that. But no, just the X Factor, because I'd see the name X Factor, I'd see the name X Force. I just want to know how they tie in with the greater X-Men universe, and especially because, like I said, I started with the game and the shows, and then as I pick up more comic cards, I'm like, huh? Magneto started leading the X-Men, and then Sabretooth is part of the X-Men? What?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? What am I missing? So
or even like the New Mutants might be another good one. That's a favorite of mine.
Okay.
Excalibur could be a good choice to go delve into.
Okay. Sure.
But yeah, no, I think just based on the reception, like we have to go cover X-Men at some point.
No, we do. That comic shop show that we did, and I see Kristen, showing off the Mythicals. Yeah, I can't wait for Mythicals too, by the way. That show we did for Gallows Man Kills, that was the most amount of people we had on the show while the show was live ever. And it's just like, and people have definitely responded that they want more. And we're going to do the Wolverine miniseries real soon. So trust me, like guys like Cassie were very helpful. We're paying attention, and we want to lean on what you guys are asking for. And I know that the X-Men people are they're really responding. They are responding loud. So don't worry, you will be heard, and you will be heard too, Lester. You will be no exception. You'll be heard.
I had a question since you guys read the newer stuff. I picked up some stuff from the 80s and 90s on Wolverine, and I just couldn't help but think of all the ads that were in comic books back in the day. I don't know if it's the same now.
Oh, the ads are great back in the comics of the old days.
So like I open it and the first page it's a Clearasil ad. I remember the commercials on TV.
Yes, the Clearasil. I like the ones for all the was it host wasn't hostess the
fruit pies.
Fruit pies, yeah.
Fruit pies. Never got all the fruit pie ads. I was a big sucker for those ads. Man, ads actually used to be fun in a book. Nowadays, you can't wait for a book with no ads. But now's that time where the ads were entertaining. Oh, man. It was so good. And Mars Monkey, I got good news for you, dude. We did the Infinity Gauntlet miniseries. We only did the core book. We didn't do any of the books that tied on. But we did it. What was it, Cass? Like about 8-9 months ago, maybe a year ago, we did the Infinity Gauntlet series. We did do one whole episode on that series.
I definitely have to get to that eventually.
Oh, dude, you're gonna love it. Your brain's just gonna go like explode, and you're just gonna be like, okay, I gotta pick this back up and get my brain pieces back together and rewire my brain. The Infinity Gauntlet series is absolutely awesome. There's a reason why it still sells to this day. Because it freaking rules. It's straight up rules.
But I'm definitely gonna like so far. I think the one book I've consistently remember was Journey into the Mystery.
Christian, you gotta go. Thanks for dropping in, dude. I want to highlight you before you slide out.
I was trying to be discreet. I was just gonna say a quick hello to the crew. I love you guys. You're great on Friday nights, especially when I come back home from work and I just take my boots off. It's just nice to listen to you guys chat. So I enjoy your shows and all that. So I just came in to say hi to you guys.
No, thank you for doing it, man. I do greatly appreciate it. Thanks for sliding in here, sir. You have
always my pleasure. It wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. I had a lot more room than I thought.
Well, it's nice meeting you, Christian.
Same here, Conquest.
Yeah, great supporter of several channels too, Christian.
Yeah, I know. I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you know what? I pay for my entertainment. Unfortunately, Hollywood and pop culture is giving me shit. So now I went to what's good, which is what you guys are. And I don't mind giving you my hard-earned money because you guys deserve it a lot more than those freaks in Hollywood and whoever makes music nowadays. You know, apart from Judas Priest.
Yeah,
and Steel Panther.
There's still bands I haven't really listened to. Dokkan I've recently listened to. That band is fun.
Which one?
Fun and I've been trying to get into Wasp.
Whoa, dude!
Wasp,
that's great. Yeah,
I was a kid when that came out. I remember that. Dude. I was in grade 7 and grade 8 back in the 80s.
Oh, I'm still to this day. I'm trying. I listen to more Dio. I really started my playlist with Dio.
Dio's so good.
Did you see Brian's show on Dio?
I definitely have to go and listen, trying to find more material for that because I haven't really listened to all of Black Sabbath. But I was always told go straight to Dio, avoid Ozzy, go straight.
Conquest, check out 70s Rock Fan. He did a full 2 hours on Ronnie James Dio and is in like his whole story. Go, it's wonderful. It's worth the time.
It's worth it.
I'll definitely check that out.
No, it's worth it. We'll I know you're part of our gilded. Maybe I can even get 70s to just connect you to it directly with a link. Tim, you've been ever so patient, and I would like to hear from you. See you later, Christian. Tim, is there any books you're interested for us to check out, or if you even have a Toxic Tuesday movie?
I don't know. It seems like every time you do Toxic Tuesday, it's usually stuff I haven't really watched all the way through, except for Heavy Metal. I think was the only one I remember you covered, that was one I've watched from beginning to end.
Okay. Is there any that you're hoping for that maybe that could be a possibility down the line?
I'm not really sure. I have so many movies in my collection I still need to watch.
Okay. Figured I'd ask. You never know. I'm always just curious to seeing what people are saying and thinking. I just if you are a member of the channel, and I want to let people at least have some ideas to pitch at the very least.
This is one movie I still need to see: National Lampoon's Class Reunion.
Class Reunion. Oh, Class Reunion.
1982.
Yes. No, I definitely know Class Reunion, actually.
Well, it's from 1982. I think this is like a parody of a slasher. And then there's another one. I've never really watched it before. 1989. Communion, starring Christopher Walken. It's an alien abduction.
Oh, where's Bravo Bull when I need him for that?
This is an alien abduction movie, and this paved the way for the X-Files TV show.
Oh, did it really? Hot dog,
yeah,
dude. That's fantastic.
Well, at least it paved the way for the alien abduction episodes, the X-Files.
Oh, that's good, man. So, okay, so you got some deep cuts there. That's fantastic, dude. Yeah, it's still in the shrink wrap and all. That's what I love.
Yeah, I have so many movies in my collection that I still need to watch, and some I've watched before, but I've never really watched. I either haven't watched the Blu-ray of, and I don't have a 4K player. I just have a Blu-ray 1080p.
Well, one of the nice things with a lot of the 4K releases is they also do have a tendency to put the Blu-ray version in with it as well.
Yeah, that's why I'm happy about that, because it was just like with DVDs, there would be like Blu-ray DVD combo packs. I was happy about.
Well, dudes, D-Bud, I'm assuming you'll probably say Spider-Man or Fantastic Four, but
I mentioned earlier that Journey into Mystery run.
Oh yeah, you did right at the beginning of the show. That's right.
As
all right,
far
I'm
as
gonna write
comics
that down.
goes,
Journey into Mystery.
Yeah,
you did mention that. It's true. Yeah,
that Kirby run is awesome.
That's
definitely one I think we should do. But the Comic Relief Crusader mentioned the other one I was thinking of, because I remember you reading last year the new Teen Titans.
Oh,
because you were reading those last year, weren't you?
Yeah.
But that could be another one I could see doing. And then movie wise, of course,
that's gonna need like a month of dedication just for.
I've had that as a note down in the list in our little our list here is new Teen Titans appreciation stream.
Yeah, maybe we'd have to reformat around that, but that's a good for reformatting worth it, because there's so many great moments in those issues. It's insane. That sounds like the future. I think I'm appreciation. Well, go ahead.
Oh, I dropped a link to it in chat, and guys, you guys can add stuff on. You can edit it if you want, just to help me kind of keep track of things.
So look at that. See it? That's a good right hand man there. That's what a good right hand man does. And Nick the Greek, I don't know if you're still here. I apologize. I forgot to re-highlight your comment. He said we need to do some westerns too. We do, and we will this year. I know we did Tombstone way back when, but yes, we will, because between the Burt Reynolds and the Eastwoods of the world, westerns are gonna come. We'll at least do one or two this year for the Toxic Tuesday. It's gonna
I did watch Tombstone. I like that very much. But I like Charles Barneson's Death Wish.
Oh yeah, dude. Have you gotten to Death Wish 3?
3.
Yes.
3 is the one.
3 is one of the wildest movies in the history of mankind. That last half hour is just an entire battle. It's an entire battle scene, and our lives are absolutely better for it because that's what it's basically. It's literally the battle for New York or a suburb part of New York.
It's the battle for the Bronx. Yeah, it's the last half hour. It's sort of like that with Rambo 2.
Yeah,
I mean, the last almost half of that movie is just wall-to-wall action. It almost doesn't stop.
Oh, I love 2 of those. Man,
dude, it's
like,
so good.
I've enjoyed Cobra. Like, I've not watched that before, but I've enjoyed that one.
This wall coming soon. My girlfriend got me for Valentine's Day. She got me an Alpha Core poster and she got me a Cobra poster. So I'm gonna restructure around this area. So you're gonna see Cobra and you're gonna see Alpha Core on this wall as well. If you're a Gilded member, you saw those great posters. But it's gonna be great. I can't wait to have those on there. And no, we have not done Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and we do need to. And
yeah, that would be a good one to do.
Oh, it would be very good to do. Yeah, I agree.
I definitely have to get to the National Lampoon because I've been hearing, like, I remember watching some of them as I was growing up, and the rest I have not seen.
We did Christmas Vacation last Christmas break, so 2022 we did that one. So we do got to do the air ones, but yes, we do. And we did Tombstone. I can't remember what episode. I think we did is in like the 40s because we're at like episode 100 in the 110s.
I've got like Mark's list, so
yeah. Yeah.
Tim, there's a good one for you to maybe check out.
What is it?
Police Squad is a good one to check out.
Yes, yo. Okay, thank you. Yes, we will do Police Squad this year. Full stop, dude.
Yeah, because we did the movies. We didn't do the TV series.
Okay. Yeah,
we're
gonna do Police Squad.
Tombstone was episode 22 of
Toxic Tuesday. Was it really that far back?
Wow. Yeah, it was October of 21.
Wow, that's crazy to think. October 21, man.
And Cobra was way back too. That was in 21 also. And Brian did Cobra
a few weeks ago.
My birthday. It was in January. Yeah.
Yeah. Cobra's so a funny thing about Cobra, I have one of my buddies, a longtime buddy of mine. So him and one of my brothers, we went to go see the Striper show that was in our area. And since they're both from literal Chicago, like living in Chicago and all, after the show, they stayed at my place. And I'm like, oh, we should watch something. So we got back to my place after Striper. And one of my guys hadn't seen Cobra. I'm like, we're going to change your life forever, basically. And we put on Cobra, and he was just so blown away by what he had seen, from the gun that has an actual Cobra on the gun to that line in the grocery store. I'll blow this place up. Go ahead. I don't shop here anyway. or the fact that he pushes the other guy's car using his own car, or the license plate that says "awesome."
It sounds like something it sounds like my experience with Highlander when I was watching that for the first time.
Oh, dude, Highlander, man.
Like you hear the Prince of the Universe songs that's playing, and it's like, man, that was a fun movie to watch.
Highlander's beginning to end.
You know, it's surprising just how fun the sequel can be. Like, it's such an easy movie. Everyone hates the movie, but you sit back. It's dumb. It's fun.
Yeah, but there's only one Highlander movie. There's only one Highlander movie.
We come from the plant of Zeist, brother.
I definitely have to watch, what is it, Red October, because I know I've watched.
Red October's good.
Like, I've enjoyed some of these. Like, I've rewatched the X-Men first one and the second one.
Mm-hmm.
But I've watched the unreleased Fantastic Four movie. That one is still on YouTube.
I haven't seen that in a long time, but yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen that one. Oh man, it's been a while.
What is it? Incredible Hulk one was a surprise. I watched the TV series. So
yeah.
Rigno.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that too. Oh yeah, I remember it was such a big deal for me being a kid, just seeing that. That was the best that they could work with at the time. I was just happy to see that there's a Hulk on screen, even though they all of them looked absurd. I was just happy that they were there. I was just like, oh, look at that! That's so cool. All right, dudes.
I do miss the Talbot and what is it, Roth just being in there, just chasing after him.
Talbot, yeah, I do miss that. I no, those are characters that should be essential to a Hulk story, pretty much at all times.
Animation, they did a very good job in the '90s one.
I like that show. Glenn Talbot, Thunderbolt.
And I'll let you know when I read Tales to Astonish when I get started on that.
Nice.
You're going to start with all the way back to the Ant-Man ones, or just like the Hulk ones?
I'm gonna go eventually to the Ant-Man. I want to go with Hulk first a little bit because I wanted to see what his origins was like, because they switched it from a point where he turned to Hulk at night and then he went to anger. But Ant-Man's I've watched it. I've at least read one of Ant-Man's issue when he was doing Tales to Astonish, where he accidentally figured out he was shrinking, but he went to an anthill. Seeing how they behave and everything else, and he was building his equipment around that, which I thought was fun.
Okay,
yeah, the Ant-Mans are good. Yeah, the Human Top stories are the best ones of Ant-Man Giant
Top.
Yes, who became Whirlwind.
Oh, I know about Whirlwind. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
that was his originally was the Human Top. He
right,
back in those old Ant-Man Giant Man stories.
We got a direct donation here, and I guess it's a very timely one. Right here from Vulcan Lives. And Vulcan Lives for $10 says this was a huge member stream. You need to schedule them on the weekends more often, Nick. I'm gonna try. It's the reason why they haven't happened on the weekends as much as I want them to. It's a work issue. Even though I can't give away where I work, let's just say I'm at an employer that calls upon me on the weekends. But I am in the midst of probably starting to change my situation, probably starting around May. So hopefully, probably if I'm lucky, starting in May, the sooner I find something new, I can probably start doing them more on the weekends. That would be great. We'll see. For now, again, it's gonna be sporadic, but definitely we will not rule them out for the future. And Courtney became a member as well. Courtney, thank you for becoming a member. Let's see what level did you hit? I'm checking here. I'm trying to see. Where are you?
She's a balls to the wall member.
Oh, there. Okay, all right. We got it.
That doesn't seem right for a lady.
It doesn't, but here we are. Thanks for becoming a ball to the wall member, Courtney.
I always wonder what is the artist for that song.
That's early Accept. That's when Udo Dirkschneider was in the band. So look up early Accept.
I definitely expect that. I love the Blood of the of the Nation.
Blood of the Nations. Yeah, it's good. That was their first album with their current singer. Look up old. You can just watch Razor's Metal Mythos on Accept, and he covers the Udo Dirkschneider stuff of that era really well. He covers upon a very straight up documentary style. I definitely watch the Accept one if you have it. It's really good. Seriously.
80s songs are fun. They'd like to have a bit more fun. Now it's a little more serious, but
it's because there was a fun, there was energy to it, and man, also it's just everything was so catchy and infectious. That's the thing. Everything just stuck in your head. And you all many people who I got into Accept because they thought it was AC/DC. I'm like, no, I guess you could say they were basically the German version of AC/DC. But yeah, Accept are fantastic. And it's great. Udo Dirkschneider's incredible singer. He's still got solo stuff going out to this day, which is pretty good as well.
And it sounds like Miss Doubtfire song. Do you remember that one? the Aerosmith. That's still stuck in my head. Like that one Aerosmith song, and I just recall exactly that entire movie. That's the one song that's still in my head, regardless. And I'm like thinking, Delphi's.
Dude, and that was a good movie, and that movie's still playing to this day. I love that movie. Yeah. And yes, for those of you who are wondering, because I have been people who've been asking me about some else stuff. So I did a few weeks ago I did one on underrated albums of 2010s. There will be a Judas Priest show for the new album on the day album releases. So we'll have Put Metallicus on 70s. Imperius, if you're out there listening, you're on there because I said you are. So, yeah, that's just it. Whatever your plans are, well, you have plans now. And they're plans to hang out to talk about Priest, because how can we not talk about the Priest? Just saying. Rob Halford, man. Rob Halford. But gents.
It sounds like, for me, I'd say this. The one thing I was like, Alice Cooper album, I was listening to that for a month. I was going through every discography. And I'm slowly going with Judas Priest because one person recommended me Scream for Vengeance. The album before that was interesting because I've listening more and more. I'm like that one.
British Steel?
Yeah. British Steel. No, I've listened to maybe 2 songs. The one before that, it's the artsy one where it's like a model's head, but it was something just going through it.
I know what you're talking about. Names at the tip of my tongue, but I do know what you're getting at with the Priest. I do know what you're getting at. Great, now it's gonna bug me. I just gotta not think about it, and then it'll come to my head. No, I'll have to. I don't want to look up because, well, that's just cheating for me.
But
even though I cheat all the time, but I'm not gonna cheat right now.
Got to Painkiller.
Oh,
and
fantastic!
Protector of the Faith. The one
Defenders of the Faith. That's a great album too. Great Judas Priest. Yeah, they're all good. Even the last one that Priest put out 6 years ago, it's called Firepower. It's really good too. It's fantastic, and you check it out. Seriously,
I've listened to that one while I was in the car. That sounded amazing because, like, the first few tracks, and I don't know what happened in the middle of it. It's just messed with my mind for a little bit, but I've had fun listening to it.
Because it's fun, man. Judas Priest is fun. That's why.
Yeah.
I
can't wait for their album release because I want to see what they're going for.
Oh, I can't either. I'm going to try to catch the tour for it. I'm hoping, and that's keywords hoping. I know I'll be catching Maiden in October with my girlfriend. We're going to stay at a hotel by the venue. So for Maiden, that is going to be fun. I haven't seen Maiden since I saw it with Cooper, actually. That was 12 years ago. Damn, it's already been 12 years since I saw Maiden and Cooper together.
Oh, isn't Sabaton and Judas Priest together in that same tour? Also nice. I've only listened to maybe one of their songs.
You said about Judas Priest. What were you last saying? I missed that last part. I'm sorry.
No, Judas Priest and Sabaton were in the same tour together.
Oh yeah, and they're doing it again. They're doing it again real soon. Yes, I've never seen Priest ever, and I'm gonna rectify that. I'm gonna rectify that, and they're doing it again. No sexual pun intended, but Judas Priest and Sabaton are on tour again. I have to get really specific here, but they are joining forces, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be diabolically huge. I can't wait, and I'm hoping I can go because, yeah, it'd be a good pairing to see. Yellow Flash, he starts his Flashcast with that Sabaton song. If you guys have one, I know some people catch Saturday Night Trek, which you should, but put on, just save the first 15 minutes of Flashcast just to watch Flash's 20-minute intro, and it includes a Sabaton in the mix. It includes a Sabaton song, and
I've been having fun. I've been having fun with what is it? Anthem, like when they had Grand Bonnet on there, and I was
Grand Bonnet, the Alcatraz stuff is good too. Yeah, dude, I'm seeing Anthem for sure in August. They're coming to America from Japan. It's gonna be great.
They should do that more often. They got good albums.
They should, but will they? but will they? It's the thing is they've not played in the States in like 30 years, but who knows? Maybe they're testing the waters here. But dudes, I hate saying this. Nick has to be responsible in his life because, well, that's part of life. But I thank you, dudes, for hanging out. Christian, who was here earlier, thank you for your time. Tim, thanks for coming on here for your first time. It was good to have you. Conquest, it's about bloody time. Yeah, hopefully I could have you on again more often, man. I love hearing what you had to say. It's fantastic. And it's about time Cash got to join up for one of these. And, of course, my regulars, Lester, 5, D-Bud. These guys are always hanging out. It's really good
Membership
timing.
has its perks, people.
Oh, yeah. The person becoming a Dolph Lundgren member. Yeah.
Oh, Big Trouble in Little China is a fun one, too. And I always debate whether the main character's action was due to luck or due to chance.
No, dude, it's a fantastic movie. Yeah, that once again, folks, just so you know, for future reference, being a Dolph Lundgren member is worth it. I know some of you guys don't have channels, some of you do, but I'm gonna let you guys all have a round of say, I don't know, say whatever you want. Your last final thoughts, whatever you want. We will start off with Mr. Anime Thrawn, 5 Pico.
Yay! Okay. So after this, I'm about to throw back a coffee and finish a book that I was supposed to be done as of yesterday, so I can talk about it tomorrow on stream. That would be Jade Light's channel.
Oh.
I don't have the link ready. One sec.
No,
I'm the worst co-host of all time. One sec.
It's all good. It's all good, man.
Light.
It's a chill stream here, so we're not here for things to be as serious. We're just here to chill and hang out. So, post your link. You do have wrench power, if I recall.
Yeah, I do. Hold on. YouTube's not being nice today. It's not showing up.
Bipolar.
Yeah.
Oh, of course YouTube's being bipolar.
Wars.
Nothing but.
There we go. Okay. So we're going to be talking about Young Jedi Knights Book 3, The Lost Ones. This is a book that a lot of people have said is really good. They would be wrong. But it's going to be fun. Just us shitting and talking the shit back and forth.
Oh, that was good, dude. Oh, guys.
There you go. If you guys want to join tomorrow, it'll be at 10 a.m. Eastern.
Go sub to 5 picoseconds. Channel Jade Light.
We bounce off each other pretty well, even if it's just like chilling.
I'm sure you do bounce off each other very well. I cannot wait till we hang out in Dallas and Dune. It's gonna be great. Oh man. Oh, dude, thanks for being here.
By the way, you have excellent taste in profile pictures. Code Geass is excellent.
Yeah, this was an inside joke we had on one of the streams. We were like, Disney Thrawn is kind of like a bad version of Lelouch. So we're just gonna suck
on that.
But Lelouch is a fun character.
Yeah, I love Lelouch. He's an edgy
Have you watched Record of Lotus?
Bro, I don't think I have.
Ooh.
I actually just watched it about 2 weeks ago for the first time.
No, 5 before I transition to D-Bud. Thanks for being here, sir. I can't wait to have you on again. Dallas, when we hang out, it's gonna be fantastic.
It's gonna be great.
Let's have some delicious food and drinks. D-Bud, I know you kind of have a channel now, and you posted a video there, and
an unboxing video.
An unboxing video, yes.
But as you can see my little subtitle there, I wrench on several channels. Been having issues at work lately, so it's hard for me to do modding of the morning shows. I'm usually on Midnight's Edge, the WDW Pro Show, and that Park Place. Do the morning shows.
Which one? Which Park Place?
That Park Place.
That Park
Thursdays.
Place.
Yes. And then I wrench for that 70s rock fan Monday afternoons and Clobbering Times. And tomorrow I'll be wrenching for Valiant Renegade show.
All right.
So, I'll be around for usually the afternoon shows and the Sunday show, but I'm not sure about next week. I'm probably still going to have issues, but knock wood. But I noticed Courtney had.
You don't have to ask us to knock wood. We just will.
You do lots of other things with wood. But Courtney asked a question in the chat about.
I will get to it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get to it. Don't you worry. But thank you for looking out. See, that's what a true Dolph Lundgren member does. He looks out for the other members. Will that be all, sir?
Yes. Thanks for having me on here.
No, as always, dude, the pleasure is mine. Tim.
Hello.
Anything you want to plug?
Yeah, I've got a YouTube channel. It's just under my name, Tim Hayes, and I haven't really been doing much with it lately as far as making videos, but I do a chill stream live stream Wednesday afternoons at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, and 9 p.m. UK time. I usually do it with Lester San Jose, the Skeptic Tank's usually one of my regulars on the panel, and then I have Monkey Boy, the YouTube channel Monkey Boy's Toys, who's in the UK. He joins me, and then I have Nick of the Action Popcast, who's also in the UK, who usually joins me, and then I've got YouTuber The Monkey, who's another American YouTuber that usually joins us. We just talk about lots of fun stuff, toys, movies, TV. We just have fun.
Good. That's what I like to hear, guys. That's Tim Hayes' channel. I highly right there. That's what it's all about, man, is having fun, enjoying the good times. That's all. Well, hey, Tim, thanks for being on here. I would say come again, but we've already gone the deep end. But let's just say I hope you reappear again soon, and much rather than later. Lester.
Hey. So what's coming up on mine? Well, with the 3-day weekend, I should have time to put things together. I've been slogging through some of the video projects, but I've been trying to get a reading series going called The Reader's Corner, and I'll be reading various books in my library. See that giant bookcase? I've accumulated so many books, but so little time to read them. Mm-hmm. So I'll probably just read bits and pieces here and there, and I'll figure out if I want to try to find related books, and I have an idea of which I'm going to start with. So I'll do that. Hopefully it doesn't take like 30 minutes worth of time. It's just going to be one of those, I'm going through this book, and I'm going to walk you guys through that book, and then maybe we'll come together with some thoughts about it. See if there's any relationship among the books that I may read during a week or so. Mm-hmm. Plus it helps me get some stuff out of my library.
Nice. Dude, Lester, it's good to hang out with you again. Guys, here's his channel. Go sub to Lester San Jose, the Skeptic Tank. Let me know when you get your package. Yep. Thanks for being here, sir. And thanks for your patience through it all. Obviously, communication's key. It's how you make these things work and keep everyone happy. Yeah. And did I miss anything from you, or are we good now?
Oh, no. I would just say a lot of it is on me because I run Gilded in a specific way.
Oh, okay.
And you have to update it. Like if they detect an update, and I just go,
yeah.
I did a video on it. It's because I run Linux full time on my machine. It's I use a different way to launch Gilded, and I just didn't launch Gilded after I downloaded it, and sometimes I miss out on notifications and messages. But now I've got it running, so I shouldn't be delayed in my responses to you. So partly it's my fault.
Oh, it's all good, man. Dude, you never have to worry about apologizing here. Honestly, it is all good. Seriously, cool. It's not a big deal. If that's the worst of my issues in my life, we're gonna do okay. Guys, go sub to Lester's channel. Thanks again for being here, sir. Who did I miss? Conquest. Sir, do you, I know you don't really have a channel or anything, but is there any final words you want to have?
I did I'm still working on the channel thing, but I managed to play. I was trying to do Chrono Trigger gameplays on it.
Nice.
Like an old, but for the most part, if anything, I always try to get people to read more older comics because the Silver Age ones, I'm beginning to get addicted to it. But it's always one thing. If one thing is to always check out the classics as much as possible.
Oh, dude, no, you couldn't be selling that statement anymore. Seriously, the classics are the classics for a reason. They are still worth it. They're still fantastic, and they always have a place in our culture. I agree, strongly agree, man. Dude,
I have to get into what is it, the Shadow a bit more.
Oh yeah, dude. I just started. And I'm excited about it. I'm got the Howard Chaykin, Blood and Triumph. I'm already screwing up the name, but Howard Chaykin. We'll say the Shadow, Howard Chaykin. I can't wait to start it out. And yes, Courtney, I will post your link as well. No, Conquest. Thanks for coming out here, dude. It's about time. This was overdue. All right. And I hope to have you on here again sooner, much rather than later, and hopefully maybe somewhere down the line you'll be coming with a channel.
For sure. But I definitely love the Batman and Shadow crossover he did. I forgot what issue it was, but it was fun seeing the contrast between the two.
Maybe
but the movie was good.
Well, maybe we'll have to cover for a comic shop one day. All right, Caster.
Guys, it's been a lot of fun to kind of come in and hang out a little bit. Thanks for the contributions to our little list for upcoming streams. I think we've got a bunch of good stuff. But if you do want to see some more of me, I'll be over with T-shirt Historian today for the Weekend Geek, where we will no doubt be talking about Wizards of the Coast because they sure love to stick their foot into it. And then, hang on, where is he? I think Charlie's supposed to be around here somewhere because I saw people were asking for him. He stops on and was snowed up. Let me go.
What do you? For the
little Muppet.
I don't know. I guess he's hiding. I can't find him. But Monday night you can find me over on my channel for the Mech Pit Chat, where we're kind of delving into some big robot nonsense because there's always so much fun to go into. More Transformers, more Code Geass, more Kamen Rider, which, by the way, it is getting an English release for the latest series, so I'm hyped for that. And then Tuesday you get to watch me suffer through Halo with Pops and Stone looking for Talk Hard.
Why?
That is fantastic.
I ask myself that every day.
Oh, too good. Oh, Caster.
But Caster, definitely read Garu. That's the great, was it a flame seal? I forgot what it's called. But the animation for it's been very good. It's in the Spanish Inquisition.
You'll have to put that in the private chat for me so I can make sure I get the name right.
Let me put it for you in the private.
Caster, it's been good. It's been great. Thanks for being here, sir. It's about time we had you on a member stream. It only makes sense. You're basically you're like the shadow member who's come out of a shadow. Ooh. All right, dudes, lady. Thank you for being here in the chat. And thank you, Courtney and Jace, for becoming Balls to the Wall members. Vulcan Lives, thank you for your direct donation. And yes, I did see that Dolph became a U.S. citizen. He is the biggest dick the U.S. has ever seen. And this is my very final thing before the show goes. Here's how this works, Courtney. There's no merch store right now. Basically, if you're a Dolph Lundgren member, $10 to your month, you get the stickers, the bottle opener, personalized handwritten letter written by yours truly for thank you for joining. And you also get a unique item, whether it's a movie, a comic, an album. it comes with that package. The only other way of retaining these things is if you find me at a meetup, at a meetup. So these are channel member exclusives, and of course, for those who were not here then, you can become a part of our gilded server as well. So that's all the perks of the. So down the line, I am going to release stuff that will be available for buying for everyone. I am looking at a few things. I'm deciding if I want to do koozies or coasters, or if I even want to do glass, like for fine printed glasses. So I will do that down the line. I got to figure out what's going to be the right company, and I got to see what do people want. So maybe I'll do another tab on it, and we'll figure it out from there. So anyway,
one recommendation, Nick.
Yeah.
One recommendation, just because I love having to play with, is little poker chips.
If there's enough of a market for it, I will do it. I want to see where the market is. I know I know Culture Casino loves his poker chips, but I want to see where the market's at with it. If I can gauge enough interest, I will absolutely follow through with it. So you all will make your voices heard on those things. But guys, I gotta go be responsible again. So, and I don't want to do that, but otherwise I'd be here for another hour. But you all have a good day. Have a good night. I'll see you all tomorrow night on Midnight's Edge After Dark for the Sunday night show, where we'll be talking top 5 bromance movies. And before you catch that show tomorrow night, go watch Saturday Night Trek tonight and go check out my new video that I posted this very morning. Until then, have a good day.